everyone. Welcome to New York Detective Stories. Here next to me is Detective Ong. Hello, Detective Ong. It's very nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you, too.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I am a retired detective from the New York City Police Department, and I did 20 years there, and I grew up, born and raised in New York City.
Detective Ong, why did you join the New York Police Department?
Well, after leaving the Army, it sort of forged my career by being in the military police corps in the United States Army. And when I came out, that was what I was equipped to do. And I did 5 years with a job as an investigator for the Brooklyn District Attorney's Office. Then the opportunity came up to take the New York City police test in 1979. And I took the test, scored well, and that's the beginning of my NYPD career.
How did you become a detective?
Well, I was on patrol in Chinatown, and because of my lack of seniority, I couldn't get off New Year's Eve 1982, and there was a bombing and by a domestic terrorist group, and I was asked to assist the Joint Terrorist Task Force to help canvass and survey the area to look for witnesses. And after that, I stayed there, and I worked with the Terrorist Task Force and got reassigned for 14 months. I became a detective after that.
In your police career, what would you like to share with our audience?
Well, now that I'm retired, it's a very gratifying career as I look back, and to be able to serve the public, to be able to help my community, to be able to help others, and through my investigations, I have molded some people's lives and have found justice for some of the citizens of our city.
What is the biggest challenge in your career?
Well, looking back, the biggest challenge is to be able to assimilate into the police department, and since there are very few Americans of Asian ancestry in the police department during my day, it's very difficult to be recognized as equal. So to perform as equal, we had to perform 150% of the criteria to be considered just as good. So I'm proud that I was able to do that and be recognized in my career.
Very well said.
Thank you.
What suggestions do you have for Asians to avoid getting into trouble?
Well, first, they have to recognize that policing in America and New York City is meant to serve the public, and there are service-oriented police departments. Of course, the obvious is not to break the law and learn the law, because when you break the law, then you have to face the consequences of being arrested, possibly, and brought to trial. So you learn the law, and you learn that the police are not your enemy, but they're there to help you.
What advice would you give Asians who want to become a police officer?
Well, first, to understand and learn the laws of our city. Second, to not get involved in a negative way with the police department or the law before they apply, because their criminal record, if there is one, would affect their ability to become a police officer. And also to seek role models, to understand the police department before they join, because it is sort of a commitment, and you don't want to go through all the training and then find out you're disillusioned and then quit.
What sacrifices did you have to make to be a police detective?
Well, mostly it's a sacrifice of time to myself, to my family, and to my friends, because you have to work when you have to work on schedule, and the city is a 24-hour city, and police work 24 hours. So depending on your case and your shift, you can be working all hours of the day and night.
Can you give us an example?
Yes, because many holidays, many weekends, people have to work. And because we have to work, you're away from your family, children wonder where you are, and spouses go to bed alone. And it's a sacrifice, because it is for money and it's for the lovely job, and that you're here to serve the city, and you're working those odd-hour shifts.
Can you please share a memorable case with us?
Well, there are so many memorable cases, But I'm sure we're going to have a fun time next time exploring them.
Okay, sounds good.
All
Thank
right.
you.